Right, guys, so the news has been confirmed. December 3rd, Tyson Fury will be taking on Derek Chisora in a trilogy fight at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And to be honest, the response is exactly what I expected online. It's not great. I think a lot of people didn't want to see this fight because there's no real intrigue behind it. The guys have fought 2 times before, and if we go over the results, Fury beat him comfortably in the first fight, and even more comfortably in the second fight, where he actually fought as a southpaw. So the guy come out in not his natural stance, absolutely dominated him to the point where fans were actually booing in the stadium. Fury was looking at the ref to stop the fight, and then finally Derek Chisora's corner pulled him out in the 10th round. He took an absolute beating in that fight. So I think that's where the issue lies with this fight, is what's different this time around, what's gonna change, and what's gonna make this fight fairer, more intriguing, and a challenge for Fury. And the answer to that is nothing. Honestly, nothing. Derek Chisora, some people are saying he's had a bit of an Indian summer, like he's come on again in the latter part of his career, but he still lost to the top opposition, and he's now fighting arguably the best heavyweight in the world. So there's going to be no difference in there. We saw what Tyson Fury done to Dillian White, and to be honest, I think it'll be much of the same against Derek Chisora in there. I know there's this whole narrative being pushed as well by John Fury, where he's coming out and saying that, oh, but look how close the Usyk and Chisora fight was, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't even a close fight. I don't know whether people have short memories, but the only reason I think it even seemed close, to be honest, was at the beginning. Yeah, Usyk took a while to get going. Chisora landed a couple of shots, but in the second half, Usyk absolutely outclassed him in there. All you could hear was slightly biased commentary, and then you could hear Tony Bellew in the crowd, like, cheering for Chisora constantly. The whole build up to it, they were like backing Chisora and stuff as well. So I don't know whether people have like a warped sense of judgment, but I don't think that public actually do. I think it's just John Fury. I think the Furies need some kind of way to sell this fight, because I honestly think the pay-per-view numbers are gonna absolutely stink the gaff out. Like, they're gonna be bad. Ticket sales, I'd assume, as long as the tickets are massively overpriced, like they'll sell out Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Like, if Tottenham sell it out for football games, I'm sure they'll get enough people in there to watch like a Tyson Fury boxing match. Like, it will happen, but I just think the pay-per-view numbers, I don't see people paying for this fight, because surely everyone knows what's going to happen. And honestly, like, with Fury now developing his knockout power, it's just going to be horrible, I think, to watch it at periods in there. So yeah, it's not a great fight. And I know this is slightly off topic of boxing, but it just goes to kind of show, like, in boxing, like, we've just had an amazing weekend where we had Savannah Marshall versus Clarissa Shields, like the 2 best in the division going at it, and now we get this like shit show at the beginning of December. It's just like, it's one step forward for boxing, and then it's one step back. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. That was it, really. They were my points. If you look back at who Chisora's fought, he just had a split decision win over Pulev. Before that, he lost to Parker. So he's not really coming in this like, oh yeah, he's really turned a corner here or whatever. Like, he's in the latter end of his career. People have been calling on him to retire for a while. He seems adamant not to be, but I honestly think after he receives some bad punishment in this fight or gets knocked out, this will probably be the end of Derek Chisora, and it shouldn't even this fight shouldn't even be happening, in my opinion. But apparently has to be someone in the WBC rankings. I know there's Hunter, obviously the Huey Fury fight fell through. There's Makhmedov as well. So there's definitely other fights that could have been made. Whether, obviously, I don't know why he's so adamant to fight on this date. Like, it's so bizarre, because we could have potentially had that Joshua fight, but he kind of called for it and then forced Joshua out of it by obviously being so stubborn with the date. I think people have got a real sour taste in their mouths towards the Furies at the moment, and I think this is the reason why Fury jumped off his social media yesterday as well. He basically said, I'm off social media, it's going to be Team Fury from now on, because I think he knew what kind of backlash he was going to get from this fight. So we'll wait and see. I'm sure people will still watch the fight. It's not one I'm interested in at all, but yeah, keep it locked. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Peace.